Hello, my name is Maria de Souza. I am a Feldenkrais and a yoga teacher. I focus my work on posture. If you are suffering from aches and pains or have a musculoskeletal condition or ailment, that's very likely to be a result of those misalignments and imbalances we create in the body as we go about life. And once you address those misalignments and imbalances, that's when you really see a shift in your health, mentally and physically. So today I'm bringing to you an exercise, a somatic exercise, a Feldenkrais exercises to integrate rotation in the spine. It's a very good exercise to bring mobility to the pelvis and the ribs as well. In yoga we have a pose with many variations, and is this seated twist. I've stopped doing this seated twist in my classes. I stop it for myself and I stop it for my students, because this pose can be harmful for a lot of people, and it can only strain the body or aggravate any problems we may have in the lower back, and lots of people suffer from lower back issues, but it can also aggravate problems we may have in the knees, in the ankles, the shoulders, the neck, because it's a position where the pelvis doesn't move, and when we rotate and the pelvis is not participating in the rotation, then we can strain the sacrum, the pelvis and the back. So it's a very unsafe pose for many people. So, and because me as a teacher, I can't keep every single person safe in class, I decided to ditch this twisted seat and replace it with something else that is much safer, much pleasant and safer for everyone. And it's a great pose to bring rotation into the spine in a much safer way. So we come into this position. This is called a saddle sitting. I'm going to start with the right side, so you bring the right leg into this 90-degree angle, and the left leg goes like so back. And you're going to lean on your right hand, but leaning doesn't mean collapsing. So you may, so please don't collapse, but just have that hand there to support the torso, to feel balanced and stable. If you prefer, if it's easier for you, can be on your fingertips, or if you have issues in your wrists, you can make a fist and be here. But make sure you're not putting too much weight on your hand, on your wrist, that you are here. The hand is just here to balance and stable us, okay? So we start in this position. Bring the left hand resting on your chest or resting on your shoulder. If you rest on your shoulder, make sure you're not pulling your shoulder forwards. The hand is just there resting. I prefer to have it on my chest so that I can feel as well the movement in my chest, in my collarbone. But you find a restful position for your hand. The elbow is relaxed and down. From here, with the breath, we move with the breath. With these all somatic movements, the most important thing is the breath. That we move with the breath, that the movement is controlled, is guided by the breath. So we start moving when the breath starts, we stop the movement when the breath stops, okay? So You're going to slowly and gently with the breath inhale in the middle, and as you exhale you're going to turn to the right and coming back to the center. I want you to pay attention to your pelvis. Bring your focus onto your pelvis and see if you can move, initiate the movement from the pelvis. Okay, let's stay here a moment and let's experiment something for us to feel, for you to feel. Move the torso without moving the pelvis, by fixing the pelvis in its place. So move and notice how does it feel in your ribs, how does it feel in your lower back, in your sacrum. In general, how does it feel when you fix the pelvis? How much can you move when you fix the pelvis and rotate to the right side? Do you feel maybe strain in your lower back, in the sacrum, maybe in your ribs? Can you feel restriction in the movement as you move without the pelvis? Just sense that for a moment. So I can share my experience. I feel restriction, so I can't move very much. And I feel some strain in my sacrum and on the right side of my pelvis. And I can't breathe very well easy when I do this. Okay, now let's keep the torso in place and let's move the left side of the pelvis. So lift the sitting bone. Sitting bone is in your pelvis, in your buttocks. You have two, one in each side. Lift the left sitting bone away from the floor and bring the pelvis forwards. Bring your hand there. And lift and bring the pelvis forward. Can you feel that movement in your pelvis? So this is the movement we want to do when we rotate. Okay? Just feel that movement in the pelvis. Back and forth. So now bring your hand resting on your chest or your shoulder, wherever it is. And now with the breath, inhale in the center, and as you exhale, rotate and bring the pelvis, the left side of the pelvis, with the rotation of the torso. And then you move everything back to where you started. And do that a few times, and notice how much different this is when we move, we rotate with the pelvis, and when we don't rotate with the pelvis. We fix the pelvis. There's not much movement, it's not very pleasant. This is much more pleasant movement, a more organic movement when we allow the pelvis to be part of our rotation. And you do that a few times, you do it for minutes or so with the breath, inhale into the center, exhale into the side. When you come to your neutral, to your center, let everything go, and then you exhale and you start again. It's important that we start the movement from a relaxed state. The muscles are relaxed. When we start, we come back and let everything go. Inhale in the center, exhaling, rotate to the side. Make sure you're not putting too much weight on your hand and that you're not collapsing. Okay? Inhaling, exhaling, rotating. Notice that movement in the pelvis. If you have your hand in your collarbone, you probably feel your collarbone moving as well. And you do that for a minute or so. Notice how does it feel? To rotate the pelvis, rotate the torso on this side. With the breath, inhale into the center, exhale into the side. Okay, and do that for a minute or so. And then you come and take a rest. And wherever position is restful for you, you can also come to this position, take a rest, or you can even lie on your back and take a rest. Okay, now let's do the same thing on the other side. And let's compare how this side feels in comparison to the other side. So lean on your left hand and bring your right hand to rest in your chest or your shoulder. And from here again, inhale in the center, and you're going to rotate to the left. Remember to bring the pelvis. Notice if the pelvis is not moving, then stop for a moment here and just move the pelvis. Just move the right sit bone forwards. Just do this movement for a few times, just sensing this movement in the pelvis, and then see if you can incorporate the pelvis with the rotation. Inhaling to the center, exhaling as you rotate. Notice this side, is it easier to move or not so? How does it feel, this side? Moving with the breath. Maybe you can turn or rotate a little bit more on this side than the other, or a little bit less. Just notice how this side compares to the other side. Focus your awareness in the pelvis. Feel the pelvis moving or initiating the movement of the rotation in the torso. And again, you spend a good minute here, feeling and sensing the movement. See how you can make it smoother each time, easier, how you can bring a sense of joy and pleasure into the movement. So it's not a punishment, it's a pleasure to move. See if you can find that joy in moving. And again, you spend a minute or so here. You can close the eyes if that feels good. With your hand you can sense your chest. Can you sense your collarbone moving? It feels good to rotate this way because it feels safe, it feels organic. And when we rotate without the help of the pelvis, then it's not very pleasant feeling. You're only straining. Okay, and then you let go and have a rest. You can rest on your back if you want. Okay, let's integrate another movement. So bring back your right leg in front of you, this 90-degree kind of angle. Your left goes back, lean on your right hand. Remember that leaning doesn't mean collapsing, so you're sitting upright. So rest your left hand in your chest or shoulder, and we're going to do that initial movement again, and see if it feels different. Inhaling to the center, exhaling to the side. Is it easier to move? Does your pelvis participate a little bit more, or is happy to participate in this movement? Just notice how does it feel now. Okay, and then we're going to do something different. So we're going to move the torso to the right and the head to the left, and then everything back to the center. So we move at the same time, the head and the torso at the same time, and the pelvis. So bring your awareness to the pelvis. The head goes to the left and the torso to the right with the breath. Inhaling, exhaling, moving. Inhaling to the center, exhaling, moving. Enjoy this movement, this gentle rotation in the spine. Be mindful with your neck. Notice how your neck feels. Only go to that point that feels comfortable. And again, you spend a minute here, or as long as it is good for you. You need to feel it for yourself. And just move within your own comfort and ability. The gentle and kinder you are to your body, the better response and benefit you will have. Moving and feeling, sensing yourself. Okay, and then take a rest. If you want, you can rest on your back and sense yourself as you rest on your back. And then you're going to do it on the other side. So bring the left leg in front, the right back, and lean on your left hand. Rest your right hand in your chest, shoulder, and here let's do this movement and noticing if it feels different. Inhaling and exhaling, rotating. Notice your pelvis. Notice if it's easier now to move. Maybe move a little bit more, maybe there is more range of movement available to you. Just notice. Okay, and then we're gonna change the movement. So you're going to move the torso to the left and the head to the right. And bring everything to the center. Inhaling, exhaling. Inhaling to the center, exhaling, moving to the side. The head goes to the right, the torso to the left. Notice this side. Does it feel different this side than the other side? What feels different? And again, you spend a good minute here or so, or whatever time you feel it's good for you. Moving with awareness, gentleness. Okay, and then come and have a rest. This is the end of the somatic exercise. You can come and rest on your backs and take a rest here. Just sense and feel yourself here. Okay, so I hope this is helpful for you, and let me know how it feels for you, and let me know if you have any questions or requests. And if you liked this video, give me the thumbs up and share it with your friends and family. And I'll be back with more videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you at the next video. Bye bye now.